You are watching Fair Notebook channel, where learning find clarity.
Welcome to our channel Fair Notebook. Today we are going to discuss chapter 11th from Barter to Money of class 7th. In ancient times, people used to exchange goods and services directly with each other in a system called barter. This system often created problems because people needed to find someone who wanted exactly what they had and could offer what they needed in return. To solve these issues, people invented money, starting with things like shells and metal coins, and later developing paper notes to make buying and selling much easier and smoother. From this chapter, you are able to understand these concepts. How did exchange take place before money? Why did money come into existence? How has money transformed into various forms over time? Introduction to the barter system. In ancient times, as explored in the theme Tapestry of the Past, people grew crops like food grains and crafted goods such as carnelian beads. They exchanged these goods through the barter system, a method of trading goods or services directly without using money. For example, a person with an extra eraser could swap it for a classmate's extra pencil, meeting both parties' needs. This system relied on mutual agreement and was the earliest form of exchange globally, using commodities like cowrie shells, salt, tea, tobacco, cloth, cattle, and seeds. Historical evidence of barter. Evidence of the barter system exists worldwide, with unique forms of money like Aztec copper tezadro in central Mexico, rice stones, giant rock discs in Micronesia, and Tevao red feather coils. In the Solomon Island, these items served as mediums of exchange, highlighting the diversity of early trade practices. Challenges of the barter system. The barter system had significant limitations as illustrated through the example of a farmer needing shoes, a sweater, and medicines but only having an ox to trade. Key challenges include double coincidence of wants. Both parties must want what the other offers, which is rare. For instance, finding someone who needs an ox and can offer shoes, a sweater, and medicines simultaneously is difficult. Second, lack of common standard measures of value. Determining fair exchange proportions, example, how much wheat equals a pair of shoes, was challenging without a standardized value system. Third, divisibility issues. Goods like an ox can't be divided for smaller transactions, such as trading for a sweater. Fourth, portability problems. Carrying bulky goods like wheat or an ox to multiple exchange points is impractical. Fifth, durability concerns. Perishable goods like wheat could rot or be damaged, making storage unreliable. These issues made bartering inefficient for complex or long distance trade. Modern barter systems. Despite the dominance of money, barter persists in some regions. For example, Janbil Mena in Assam, a 15th century fair where tribal communities exchanged local products like roots, vegetables, fruits, herbs, spices, and handmade goods for rice cakes and other foods. It begins with the Agni Puja and fosters socio-cultural ties. Book exchanges. People trade old books for new ones, like swapping a jungle adventure book for a mystery story. promoting cost-free access to new reading material. Clothing for utensils. Vendor exchange new utensils for old clothes, benefiting households by clearing unwanted items and providing vendors with resellable materials. Necessity of money. The inefficiencies of barter led to the invention of money as a common medium of exchange, simplifying trade across distances and needs. Money serves multiple functions. Medium of exchange facilitates buying and selling goods or services. Store of value can be saved for future use, unlike perishable goods like wheat. Standard of deferred payment allows payment to be made later. Example, paying part of a book's cost now and the rest later. Common denomination measures the value of goods or services, enabling price comparisons. Example, parents paying shopkeepers who pay workers who buy essentials. Evolution of money. Money evolved over time to address barter's limitations. First, early commodities. Items like cowrie shell and cattle were used before 6000 BCE. Second, coinage. 600 BCE, rulers issued coins made of precious metals, gold, silver, copper, or alloys called karshapanas or panas with symbols like animals, kings, or deities. For example, Chalukya coins featured a Varaha, Vishnu avatar, and a parasol. Coinage boosted maritime trade as seen in Roman coins found in Tamil Nadu, indicating India's favorable trade balance. Third, paper money, 1861. Introduced in India in the late 18th century, paper currency replaced bulky coins for higher denominations. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, now controls currency issuance, ensuring legal standardization. Notes feature cultural motifs, example on rupees 50 and rupees 100 notes, and tactile features for the visually impaired. Fourth, digital money, 1980s to 2016. Modern transactions use debit or credit cards, net banking, UPI, and QR codes, transferring money electronically. For instance, a fruit vendor like Krishnappa uses QR codes for direct bank transfers. Modern coinage and symbols, representing a significant evolution from early forms of money. Modern coins serve as a durable medium of exchange. To ensure they last through constant circulation, today's coins are crafted from robust alloys containing iron, chromium, silicon, and carbon. Issued by the Government of India, they feature bilingual encryption in both Hindi and English. These coins frequently commemorate significant national events and personalities, such as the special feature issues for India's 75 years of independence in 2021. A defining feature is the Indian rupee symbol, designed by Uday Kumar and adopted in 2010. This symbol uniquely blends the Devanagari Ra and the Roman R, incorporating parallel stripes that symbolize the Indian national flag and the concept of equality. Conclusion: the barter system, while foundational, was limited by the need for double coincidence, lack of value standards, divisibility, portability, and durability issues. Money evolved from commodities to coins, paper currency, and digital forms, addressing these challenges. It serves as a medium of exchange, store of value, standard of deferred payment, and common denomination, facilitating efficient trade. Modern practices like Janbil Mela and digital payments reflect the ongoing evolution of economic systems, blending tradition with technology. Answers to the questions given at the beginning of the chapter. First, how did exchange take place before money? Answer: before money, people used the barter system, where they directly traded goods and services. Common items like salt, shells, and cattle often served as a medium for these exchanges. Question: why did money come into existence? Answer: money was invented to solve the problems of bartering. The barter system was inefficient because it required a double coincidence of wants, both people wanting what the other has, and lacked a standard way to value goods. Money simplified trade by providing a common accepted medium of exchange. Question: how has money transformed over time? Answer: money has evolved significantly. It began as commodities like shells, then became standardized metallic coins, which were later replaced by more convenient paper currency notes. Today, we mostly use digital money through cards, online banking, and UPI. Answer to the questions and activities given in between the lesson. Let's explore activity on page number 231. Imagine that you are a farmer and that people use a barter system where you live. You need a whole variety of things: a pair of new shoes, a sweater, and medicines for your grandmother. But you only have an ox that you can spare. How would you be able to exchange the ox for all the different things you need from different people or places? What difficulties are you likely to face? Answer: the difficulties of bartering an ox, the double coincidence of wants problem. First and foremost, you must find a people who not only has the shoes, sweater, or medicine you need, but also specifically wants to trade for an ox. This perfect match is hard to find. The problem of value and visibility. An ox is far more valuable than a pair of shoes. Since you can't divide your ox into smaller pieces to make a fair trade for a single low value item, a direct swap is impossible. Think about it on page number 232. What are the different types of difficulties you encounter in the situation above? Answer: the difficulties the farmer would face in the barter system are double coincidence of wants. Finding someone who wants an ox and also has all the specific items the farmer needs: shoes, a sweater, and medicine. Lack of a common standard measure of value. It's hard to determine the fair exchange rate between an ox and a variety of smaller goods. Indivisibility. An ox can't be easily divided to trade for smaller items individually. Portability. It's difficult to move a large live animal like an ox and then a large quantity of a new item like wheat to multiple locations for trade. Durability. The new item received in the exchange for the ox, example wheat, can spoil over time. Think about it on page number 233. What are the instances of double coincidence of wants in the above example? Even if there are two people who want each other's goods and are also willing to make an exchange, other issues could arise: in what proportion should the two goods be exchanged? In this situation, given above, what are the cases where you could encounter the lack of common standard measure of value? Answer: lack of a common standard measure of value. This problem arises in two situations. Trading an ox directly. There is no agreed upon way to compare the value of an ox to a pair of shoes, a sweater, or medicine. The text highlights this by saying trading a whole ox for just shoes would hardly be a fair exchange. Trading wheat for goods. After the farmer trades his ox for bags of wheat, he still faces the same issue. He must then find a fair proportion of wheat to trade for the shoes, another amount for the sweater, and another for the medicine, with no standard unit of value to guide the exchange. Think about it on page number 234. What are the different ways in which money would make the above situation easier for the farmer? Answer: money would make the situation much easier for the farmer by solving the problems of the barter system. Medium of exchange. The farmer could sell his ox for money, which everyone accepts. He could then use that money to buy the shoes, sweater, and medicine from different people, eliminating the need to find a single person who wants an ox and has everything he needs. Measure of value. Money provides a common standard to compare the value of different items, like an ox versus a pair of shoes. This makes transaction fair and avoids difficult negotiations. Durability and portability. Money doesn't rot like wheat and is much easier to carry than an ox or heavy bags of goods. The farmer can save the money for later use and transport it effortlessly. Let's explore activity on page number 236. The illustration above show you some of the ways in which people practice barter today. Have you observed similar practices in your locality? What are the types of experience people have in the process? Answer: barter practices still exist in many communities, though they are often less formal than in the past. Here are a few examples you might have seen. Clothes for utensils. Some vendors go door to door offering new pots and pans in exchange for the old clothes or newspapers. Skill swapping. Neighbors might trade services such as a plumber fixing a leak in exchange for a neighbor's helping with gardening. Book or toy swaps. People, especially children, often trade books, cards, or toys with friends and family. Let's explore activity on page number 236. The illustrations above show you some of the ways in which people practice barter today. Have you observed similar practices in your locality? What are the types or experience people have in this process? The experience of those involved in these exchanges can vary. Positive: many feel a sense of community and trust from bartering. It's a simple, direct way to get something you need without spending money. Challenges: people might still face difficulties agreeing on the value of items or finding someone who wants exactly what they have to offer. Think about it on page number 237. Suppose you need to buy a book. You have rupees 50 in your pocket. You visit the bookshop in your neighborhood, where the shopkeeper tells you that the book is worth rupees 100. What options do you have to buy the book today? Will you request the shopkeeper to allow you to make the rest of the payment later? Answer: first, pay with rupees 50 and get a discount. You can ask the shopkeeper if they will accept your rupees 50 as a final payment. This is unlikely as it's not the full price. Second, pay with rupees 50 and get a loan. You can ask the shopkeeper if they will accept your rupees 50 and let you pay the remaining rupees 50 at a later date. This is an example of a deferred payment. Third, find a different book. You can buy a different book that is within your rupees 50 budget. Fourth, borrow money. You can ask a friend or family member for remaining rupees 50. Fifth, not buy the book today. You can leave the book and come back another day when you have the full amount. Let's explore activity on page number 238. Look at the timeline given below. What are the changes in money that you observe? Answer. Based on the provided timeline, the exchanges in money are as follows. From barter to early forms. Money evolved from the direct exchange of goods, barter, around 6000 BCE to the use of commodities like cowrie shells and then to metal coinage, iron, silver, gold, copper starting around 10,000 BCE. Introduction of paper money. In 1861, official papers money was introduced, which made it easier to handle and transport large sums compared to heavy coins. Shift to digital and electronic forms. Starting around 1980s, money began to transform into intangible forms. This includes digital money, debit and credit cards, and later in 2016, the widespread use of mobile-based systems like UPI, Unified Payments Interface. Let's explore activity on page number 239. The coins shown in the figure were found during excavation in Pudukkottai in Tamil Nadu. Their heads embossed are those of Roman kings. What conclusion can we draw from such a finding? Answer. Based on the text and the image, finding Roman coins in Pudukkottai, Tamil Nadu suggests that there was maritime trade between ancient southern India and the Roman Empire. The presence of these foreign coins indicates a strong economic link and suggests that the trade was likely in India's favor as these coins were coming into the region. Let's explore activity on page number 241. What do you think happened as coins began to be used for all type of exchanges, whether to buy vegetables or to buy some land? What problems could have come up? Answer. As coins became widely used for all type of exchanges, a few problems would have arisen. First, difficulty in portability. It would be very heavy and cumbersome to carry a large number of coins for significant transactions like buying lands. Storage issues. Storing large amounts of coins would be difficult and require secure places to prevent theft. Counting challenges. Counting a massive number of coins for a high value purchase would be time consuming and prone to errors. Let's explore activity on page number 242. Look at a 50 and a 100 rupee note. Can you identify the motifs depicting India's cultural heritage on the reverse side of the notes? Find out more about them. Feel the surface of the notes. What special features of currency note help visually impaired persons to identify the note's denominations? Answer. On the reverse of a 50 rupee note is a picture of chariot with Humpy, and on the 100 rupee note is Rani Ki Vav, the Queen's Stepwell. Both are important historical sites in India. For visually impaired people, the notes have special features they can feel: raised lines and unique shapes. They have raised line on the front that are in different numbers and position for each note. They are also unique geometrical shapes on the left side of the note's front. Answer to the questions given at the end of the chapter. Question: how does the barter system take place and what kind of commodities were used for exchange under the system? Answer: in the barter system, people traded goods or services directly for other goods or services without using money. They used items like cattle, seeds, salt, and cloth for these exchanges. Question: what were the limitations of the barter system? Answer: the barter system had several limitations. Double coincidence of wants. It was hard to find someone who wanted exactly what you had and also had exactly what you wanted. No common value. People couldn't easily agree on how much one item was worth compared to the another. Divisibility. Some items, like a live animal, could not be divided into smaller parts for smaller trades. Portability. It was difficult to carry heavy or large goods around for trading. Durability. Many goods, like food, could spoil and could not be stored for a long time. Question: what were the salient features of the ancient Indian coins? Answer: ancient Indian coins were typically made of metals like gold, silver, and copper. They had various symbols punched on them, such as animals, trees, or images of kings and gods. Different kingdoms had their own unique coin designs. Question: how has money as a medium of exchange transformed over time? Answer: money has changed a lot over time. It evolved in these stages: barter, trading goods directly; commodity money, using items like shells or salt; metallic money, using coins made of metal; paper money, using currency notes; digital money, using cards, UPI, and online banking. Question: what steps might have been taken in ancient times so that Indian coins could become the medium of exchange across countries? Answer: for ancient Indian coins to be used in other countries, they were likely made of precious metals like gold or silver, which were valuable everywhere. When a kingdom was powerful and its coins were known to be pure, traders from other lands trusted and accepted them. Question: read the following lines from the Arthashastra. An annual salary of 6 panas could be substituted by an adhak of grain per day, enough for 4 meals. What does this indicate about the value of 1 panna? This fine for failing to help a neighbor was 100 panas. Compare this with the annual salary. What conclusion can you draw about the human values being encouraged through this? Answer: value of a panna. 1 panna was very valuable. It was worth about 18 kilograms of grain. Human values: the fine for not helping a neighbor was 100 panas, which was more than a person's salary for a year. This shows that helping others in the community was considered extremely important. Question: write and enact a skit to show how people may have persuaded each other to use cowrie shells as the medium of exchange. Answer: this is a creative activity. You can write a short play where characters show the problems of bartering with heavy goods. Then one person can convince the others to use cowrie shells as money because they are light, durable, and rare, making them easy to use for trade. Question: the RBI is the only legal source that prints and distributes paper currency in India. To prevent illegal printing of notes and their misuse, the RBI has introduced many security features. Answer: the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) adds many security features to notes to prevent fakes. Some of these are a watermark image of Mahatma Gandhi, a security thread that runs through the note, raised printing like the note's value that you can feel. Question: interview a few of your family members and local shopkeepers and ask them their preferences in making and receiving payments. Do you they prefer cash or UPI? Why? Answer: this is a survey activity for you to conduct. When you ask people, you might find that some prefer UPI because it is quick and convenient. Others might prefer cash because it is simple, familiar, and does not require a phone or internet. More important question answers. Question: what is barter system? Answer: the barter system is a method of exchanging goods or services directly for other goods or services without using money. For example, trading an extra eraser for a pencil satisfies both parties' needs. Question: what type of commodities were used in the barter system? Answer: commodities like cowrie shells, salt, tea, tobacco, cloth, cattle, and seeds were used as mediums of exchange in the barter system. Question: what is a transaction? Answer: a transaction is a business activity, especially an act of buying or selling between people. Question: what are commodities? Answer: commodities are products or goods that can be traded, bought, or sold, such as food grains or carnelian beads. Question: what is money? Answer: money is a common tool accepted by everyone to make or receive payments in exchange for goods and services. Question: what are some historical examples of money used globally? Answer: examples include Aztec copper tajaro in central Mexico, rice stones, giant rock disc on Yap Island in Micronesia, and Tevao red feather quills on the Solomon Island. Question: what challenges does a farmer face in a barter system when exchanging an ox for multiple items? Answer: the farmer must find someone who needs an ox and offers the desired items. Example: shoes, sweater, medicines. Challenges including finding a fair exchange, transporting goods like wheat, storing perishable items, and agreeing on the value of goods. Question: what is a double coincidence of bonds? Answer: double coincidence of bonds is when two people each have something the other wants and are willing to exchange directly, a key requirement in the barter system. Question: what is the problem of a common standard measure of value in bartering? Answer: without a common standard measure of value, it's hard to compare the worth of goods, making it difficult to agree on fair exchange proportions, which may discourage trades. Question: what is the problem of divisibility in the barter system? Answer: divisibility is the inability to split certain goods like an ox into smaller parts for exchange, complicating trades for smaller items like a sweater. Question: what is the problem of portability in the barter system? Answer: Portability is the difficulty of carrying bulky or heavy goods like an ox or a bags of wheat to different places for exchange. Question: what is the problem of durability in the barter system? Answer: durability refer to the inability to store goods like wheat for long periods without spoilage or damage, such as rotting or being eaten by rats. Question: how does money solve the problems of the barter system? Answer: money eliminates the need for double coincidence of wants, provides a common standard measure for value, is divisible, portable, and durable, making trade easier and more efficient. Question: what is the Janbil Mela and how does it relate to the barter system? Answer: the Janbil Mela is a 3-day socio-cultural fair in Assam's Morigaon district, starting with Agni Puja. Originating in the 15th century, it involves tribal communities Taiwa, Karbi, Khasi, Jantia exchanging local products like roots, vegetables, fruits, herbs, spices, and handmade goods without money. Question: what are modern examples of bartering? Answer: modern examples include book exchange clubs where people trade old books for new ones and vendor exchanging new utensils for old clothes, benefiting both parties by repurposing or recycling items. Question: why was money developed as a medium of exchange? Answer: as the variety and distance of exchanges grew, the barter system's limitations, double coincidence, visibility, portability, durability, necessitated a common medium of exchange, leading to the development of money. Question: what are the basic functions of money? Answer: money serves as a medium of exchange, a standard of deferred payment, a store of value, and a common denomination to measure and compare the value of goods and services. Question: what is a standard of deferred payment? Answer: money allows payments to be made later, such as promising to pay the remaining amount for a book, making it a standard of deferred payment. Question: how does money act as a store of value? Answer: money can be saved and used later without losing value, unlike perishable goods like wheat, allowing for future purchases. Question: what were the earliest forms of coinage in India? Answer: early coins called karsha panas or panas were made from precious metals like gold, silver, copper, or their alloys with symbols punched on them. Question: what is minting? Answer: minting is the process of producing coins at a manufacturing facility for use as a nation's currency. Question: what is an alloy? Answer: an alloy is a metal made by combining two or more metallic elements to make coins stronger, such as silver and copper in ancient coins, or iron with chromium, silicon, and carbon today. Question: what are the obverse and reverse sides of a coin? Answer: the obverse is the side of a coin with the principal design, example a king's head, and the reverse is the opposite side, often with motifs like animals or symbols. Question: what symbols were found on ancient Indian coins? Answer: ancient coins had nature motifs, animals, trees, hills, images of kings or queens, deities, or symbols like the Varaha, Vishnu avatar, and three-tiered parasols on Chalukya coins. Question: what do Roman coins found in Pudukkottai, Tamil Nadu? indicate? Answer. Roman coins found in Pudukkottai suggest maritime trade between southern India and the Roman world, indicating India's favorable trade position. Question. What was the value of 1 anna in 1947? Answer. In 1947, 1 anna, 1 by 16 of a rupee, could buy a dozen bananas. Question. Who designed the Indian rupee symbol and what does it represent? Answer. The rupee symbol was designed by Uday Kumar in 2010, combining the Devanagari Ra and Roman R with two horizontal strips representing the national flag and the equal to sign. Question. Why was paper money introduced? Answer. Paper money was introduced because carrying and storing large number of coins was difficult, requiring a more portable and convenient alternative. Question. When was paper money first used in India? Answer. Paper money was introduced in India in the late 18th century following its earlier use in China. Question. What features on Indian currency notes help visually impaired persons? Answer. Special tactile features on currency notes such as raised patterns help visually impaired persons identify denominations. Question. Who controls the issue of currency in India today? Answer. The Reserve Bank of India (RBI) is the central authority that controls the issuance of currency, and it is illegal for anyone else to issue currency. Question. What are denominations in the context of currency? Answer. Denominations are the units in which coins and paper notes are classified, such as 50 paisa, rupee 1, rupee 2, rupee 5, rupee 10, rupee 20 coins, and rupee 100, rupee 20, rupee 50, rupee 100, rupee 200, rupee 500, rupee 1000 notes in India. Question. What is digital money? Answer. Digital money is intangible money in electronic form transferred directly between bank accounts using methods like debit cards, credit cards, net banking, or UPI. Question. What is a QR code and how is it used in transactions? Answer. A QR code, quick response code, is a pattern of black and white squares containing bank account information readable by smartphones or scanners used to make digital payments directly to the receiver's account. Question. How has the evolution of money progressed in India? Answer. Money in India evolved from bartering 6000 BCE to cowrie shells and metal coins 1000 BCE to official paper money 1861 to digital money, debit card or credit cards, and UPI 2016.
We hope you found the video informative. Please like and share it. Subscribe to the Fair Notebook channel. Thank you for watching.
Click on next video to watch the video of the next lesson and click on full playlist for all the lessons of this topic.